Download the BCSN Plus app today. Local sports all the time. Visit bcsnnation.com for details. Discounts may apply.
And one thing that's great about Anthony Wayne Athletics, year after year, you're pumping out talent. All of you have junior generals. You're putting these kids through the system really before they get to high school, in some cases before they even get to middle school. Coach Donnelly, when you're telling somebody, here's what it takes to be an Anthony Wayne general, what are you telling them?
I would say three things. Play hard, play fast, have fun. If they do those three things, they'll give themselves a chance. I don't believe that kids need to play 60-something games in the summer at 8U if they want to be a high school player. I don't think that that's something that needs to happen. I think that there's a healthy balance of kids being involved, introducing them to sport, teaching them the fundamentals, allowing them to have fun, but also allowing them to be kids so that they're not burnt out by the time they get to us, that they're still hungry to perform and to get better. And that's one thing that I think our Junior Generals program does a really nice job of, is taking a community-based approach and developing those kids to love the game first. And then we work together with them. We meet often with our high school staff down all the way to 8U and try to be on the same page. And I think that playing hard, playing fast, and having fun are kind of the three things that we hang our hat on, and it's really worked for us.
Coach Graven, what does winning building habits look like, or building winning habits look like for volleyball?
I think connecting our high school players that are putting in the work and showing and just being good role models for our youth players. Honestly, I think that's the biggest way to connect, close the gap from the perspective that our youth players have when they're looking up at our high school players of what it takes to work hard and be successful. And our high school girls do an amazing job engaging with our youth rec league players and during our camps as well. And I mean, I remember that going through junior generals myself, growing up through the years, and what the impact made on me. And so I know that it makes a difference, and that's going to motivate and encourage those youth players to emulate what they're seeing in our high school girls. So you don't know the impact that you're making as a high school kid, engaging with third, fourth, fifth, sixth graders, but you are. I mean, even if it's just a high five or a word of encouragement, and that's going to stay with those youth players for years down the road.
And all of you spoke about the process. It takes time to get there, and I want to put up a diagram here just that measures the process versus the result. In the top left, you have the process going well and the result maybe not going your way. To the right of that, you have the result going your way and the process. Below that, you have the process not going your way, but the result goes as planned. And then to the left of that, everything hits the fan. So anybody could chime in here. When you look at this diagram, which quadrant would you guys say you indulge yourself most in as a coach?
I personally think you have to be in all four quadrants in order to build resiliency and to get where you need to be. Obviously, to me, it's a balancing act. You can't be all in one quadrant, because if you're not challenging them, then when they get to more difficult opponents, more difficult challenges, they won't be prepared for it. And so I think it has to be kind of a balance of all of them.
Coach Donnelly?
I completely agree with what Coach Williams said. We did the same thing. We bolstered our schedule this past year, and we played a very, very difficult and challenging schedule, and we reaped the benefits of it down the stretch. One thing that I do think is very important is people say trust the process, but I think that another part of that is to communicate the process with players. And as coaches, I think that that's what, at least with our program, what we try to do is to lay it out for them. So it's hard to ask a kid to trust the process when they don't know what the process is. So we communicate with them. We let them know what is expected, where they stand, all of those things. I mean, heck, I had this conversation a week ago in my own house with my daughter. So it's understanding where they're at and then trusting that and buying into it of something bigger than themselves. But I agree with Coach Williams. You have to live a little bit in all four quadrants, because where there's failure, there's growth. And so we preach that, but ultimately you want to get in the top right quadrant, obviously, and trusting the process and then having the result.